bringing in
producers.
Producers working.
Host, don't worry. You want them? No, you feel right. You want them.
You know you want to hear my voice.
I do.
Y'all could do like this.
We can snuggle.
We're in the same thing in our studio. We don't have enough headphones. Actually, we have to bring our own.
Really?
Yeah, don't we?
Yeah, it's not like this.
No.
Yeah.
They give us a piece of shit right there.
No, they don't.
We're just awesome like that. You ready to go? You want to do the drop?
Can you guys do a job and say who you are? Yeah, I'm so-and-so. I'm so-and-so. You're listening to Brown and Scoop.
In 3.
Brown and Scoop.
Brown and Scoop. Brown and Scoop.
Got it.
Brown and
He's
Scoop.
Scoop. I'm Brown. So
Count
the
it.
white guy is Brown and he's Scoop.
Count it down.
Plot twist for
So
you.
you're gonna say it?
Brown and Scoop. Yep.
So I'm gonna say my name or no?
Yeah.
You know, like the church choir thing. Hey, I'm
Count
so-and-so.
it-
I'm
count it
so-and-so.
down.
3, 2,
I'm gonna start with it.
1.
Hey, I'm Les Gold from Hardcore Pawn.
And I'm Seth Gold from Gold Tone. I Play.It, and we're on Brown and Scoop.
Gucci.
There we go. All right, should we do a quick intro?
You're
Are we
in.
on? Oh,
Let's
we're
go.
in.
Yeah.
What's up, Facebook? Brown and Scoop in the building. Jake Brown. Follow me on Twitter, Jake Brown Radio. Brandon Robinson, Twitter, Scoop B. Here with my guys right here.
All these names.
We're just
what's
less
his
than
designation?
Seth.
I'm just less than Seth.
Right.
It's just
No,
simple
I'm
for
Les,
us.
you're Seth.
It's
We gotta
just
come up
less
with
than Seth.
nicknames.
There you go.
All right, so what is it?
LS.
Old
LNS.
guy?
Well, as the interview goes, we'll feel it
All
out
right.
and we'll come up with nicknames. I think
Sounds
we'll
good.
get
That's
a
good.
little rap name, maybe.
That's good.
All right.
Let's get it.
All right, let's do it. Here we
3,
go.
You're already on.
2.
Oh, we're on.
Oh.
All right, so this is improv.
Brown and Scoop in the building. CBS Radio's Play.It Podcast Network. We are live on Facebook Live on Play.It's Facebook Live. Hello to all the fans
Hello
there.
to Lindsay Sanchez here,
Lindsay's
managing
holding
this.
it down.
What's up?
I am Brandon Robinson, and right across looking at me at my ugly face is Jake Brown. Follow me on Twitter, Jake Brown Radio. And we're here with Les and Seth Gold from All Stars.
Hardcore Pawn.
Close enough.
The other show, the Detroit
Right.
version.
What up, Detroit?
What up, Detroit?
Detroit Hustle is in the building. Detroit players.
You better
That's
believe
us.
it.
How you guys doing?
We're good.
Really good.
You just landed here.
We a couple hours ago, and so now we're here. You know, we got a little bit of a media tour going on, and had to stop at CBS Studios and Play.It. And, you know, I have a podcast, and so it's kind of like a merging of podcasts right here.
I like it. So tell me a little bit about your We keep it in the Play.It
The
family.
Gold Tone Podcast.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I asked you prior, like, what's yours about? It's about sports entertainment.
Yes.
Well, mine's about business and kind of hot topics of what's going on in today's market as far as business goes and what's trending.
You're a businessman.
Exactly.
You're a businessman.
He got trained by the best, so that's why he's a businessman.
And listen, man, Papa knows best.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Early did you train him? Like, did he come out of the womb and you're like, all right, showtime?
That was exactly how it worked. The next day, he was training me. You know, it was he's very good at what he does. I'm even surprised.
But it wasn't until like 10 years ago that I wanted to get in the family business. So I'm actually 4th generation pawnbroker. And
Wow.
so growing up, I kind of got caught up with the stereotypes of what it was like to be a pawnbroker. I mean, come on, what are the stereotypes? Seedy business, people, you know, it's down and out. It's just really not kind of
Take advantage of everybody.
Yeah, I didn't
That
wanna
was
go there,
our-
but that's exactly what I got caught up to. So all my friends' dads were doctors and lawyers, and my dad was a pawnbroker. So I'd be like, my dad's he loans money to people, you know, and I really wouldn't talk about it. And it wasn't until my senior year that I was at University of Michigan saying, you know what, I really don't like the career path that I chose to pursue. And then I got into the pawn business. I called my mom up. I'm like, I think I want to get into the business. And to her surprise, she's like, what business? And I'm like, the pawn business. So I started there, and
Now he's
15
like
years
second in
later.
command, you know?
I relate to you guys because my family actually started, they had a family business since the 60s. My grandfather moved from Florida to New York and started a shoe business in Harlem. Started a shoe shine stand and then made it into a shoe store and then later a sneaker store. So when I hear people talking about entrepreneurial stuff, I'm intrigued. What made you want to be a pawnbroker?
When I was 7 years old, I made my first sale at my grandfather's pawn shop. I sold a hydraulic jack. 7 years old, dealing with an adult, making a $10 sale. I was hooked that day. And the rest is history. You know, I've been a pawnbroker my whole life, selling, buying, trading, wheeling and dealing. That's what I do.
Round and Scoop in the building with Les and his daddy. Or was it the other way
How
around?
about
the other way around.
It's the other
Seth
way
and
around.
Les.
There you go.
Right.
The
His
gold.
dad is with Seth.
Okay, see, I'm getting it all mixed up. But no, what is my first interaction of seeing a pawnbroker, I watched the episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when they had to pawn some stuff because I think they owed a loan shark some money. What's the weirdest thing anybody's ever pawned at your store?
The weirdest thing they ever pawned we just sold was Jack Kevorkian's van.
Shut up.
his Deathmobile, and we just sold it to Zach Baggins,
Okay.
who has a reality show, and needless to say, it was one of the greatest deals we ever made. The guy wanted $100,000. I got him down to $35,000. He says, "I'll tell you what, I'll flip you, $20,000 or $40,000." I went in the back. We got out a gold coin. We flipped the coin, and hot damn, we won. I paid $20,000 for
You
it.
got it from 100 down to 20.
Well, think about it. It's a van that doesn't run. So we won the van for $20,000.
Yeah.
What's its value? Its value is only as much as someone will pay for it. So at the time, imagine that coin going up in the air, landing, thinking I might pay $40,000 for a rusted out piece of metal, or $20,000. So technically, we won. We held on to it for 3 to 4 years before we sold it. We ended up selling it for $32,500.
Lucky I didn't lose.
Lucky you didn't
Otherwise,
lose.
we would have only lost $7,500. But it was really exciting. You know, it was a great piece of history. Jack Kevorkian was known all around the world, and us getting that van was a great thing.
Now, the show started 6 years ago.
Right.
Time flew.
How long do you think it'll last? And are you surprised how long? Are you not surprised at all?
You know, it's one of those things where I got the call to do a reality show, and so everyone thinks that I would just jump at the opportunity. They film you, you become famous, and you're gonna make all this money. Well, there's a lot more that goes into it before. So I said no. I picked up the phone, I listened to the pitch, and I said absolutely not. I hung up the phone, and I was like, well, I don't really have enough authority to make that decision. So I walked in my dad's office, and I said, here's the deal. We just got approached to do a show. What do you want? What do you think? And he says, Seth, let's give it a shot. How big can it possibly get? So they pick up 2 pilot episodes, and we just think that's going to be it. You know, it's over. 2 pilots, and that was a fun time because we went to the bar and watched it at 11 o'clock one night. And then they said, oh, you're going to series. You got 8 episodes. We're like, yeah, that'd be cool if we got 8 episodes. Imagine that. We're on TV. And then after that, they picked up another 8. And so we're 170 episodes in. And, you know, it's been an amazing ride, the experiences we've had. It's been great, but we still have a core business to run. So although we're here in New York today, our store is still operating, and we're going back tomorrow to work at the shop. So we're a functioning, breathing pawn shop, and that comes before anything else, before the show, before anything, because we have a legacy to maintain.
And you opened American Jewelry in 78.
I opened it up in 1978 in a 1,500 square foot facility.
Oh my God.
There was just me in the front, and I had 3 girls in the back. They had magazines on their desk 3 feet high, and I said, girls, it'll never be the same again. And from that point on, it went from 1,500 to 3,500, 3,500 to 12,000. Then they made me move out of the mall because they didn't want a pawn shop in this mall where these stores were opening up. My wife and I bought a bowling alley, 60-lane bowling alley, 50,000 square feet, 2 10,000 square foot mezzanines, and the rest is history.
Detroit over everybody.
Detroit over everybody.
Detroit versus everybody, and Detroit over everybody.
I like that. I like that. Jake Brown, Brandon Robinson, Les, and Seth Gold here at Brown and Scoop, CBS Radio's Play.It Podcast Network. I want to talk a little Detroit because, I mean, Detroit, I said this in the last interview. I won't say it this time. It's in the bloodstream. I said it's in the water. It's in the bloodstream. What is it about Detroit that makes you guys just so great? I mean, Eminem, we had Royce the 5'9" not too long ago. What is it about Detroit? Y'all are everywhere.
Resilience. We keep coming back. So no matter how the media portrays us, no matter what circumstance that makes us look down and out, we always come back stronger. So no matter what happens, no matter what's thrown at us, we come back and we hit them harder.
But you know what? It's all about this. Every Detroiter has heart.
Right.
There is no question. Nobody's going to beat us no matter how bad we get hit. We always get back up, and we're even better and stronger than before.
We're just fierce, you know? Like, that's what I would say is, like, talk about Eminem. He's just just a fierce guy. And that's kind of the attitude that you have to portray and ultimately exude amongst everybody that you meet.
I was listening to the Marshall Mathers LP last week. I just kept playing it over and over again. It took me back to my high school years, man. Marshall Mathers, Eminem is the man. You guys were telling us before the show that you're actually big sports fans.
Huge.
Okay.
To the detriment, obviously, we know what's going on with our Detroit sports teams.
Yeah.
So the Lions, 0-16 every Sunday, I'd watch it and just say, here we go. Are we going to make history? Come on, just win one. And 0-16.
A lot of them were just hoping that they didn't win one. A lot of people, a lot of Detroiters said, we hope they don't win. We want to go down in history.
No.
And
but, you know, it's it's a fun ride no matter
Sure.
what, and watching our football team is difficult. But I'm also a Michigan fan, so hopefully good things are happening on the horizon with them.
A buddy of mine plays for Michigan, Jabril Peppers.
Oh yeah, number 5.
Number 5.
Absolutely.
We actually had him and his cousin. His cousin actually raps. They were on the show back in December,
Okay.
and right before the bowl game. You gonna say something, Jay?
No, he wasn't very happy with us.
He wasn't happy with us at the time. Because
He wasn't supposed to talk because he was kind of hurt. He was supposed to be in the bowl game. He talked to us, and he was part of the interview the whole time. And we posted it with him. I mean, that's the story. It's Jabril Peppers,
Right.
And it turned into like a couple blocks, picked up the interview, and he was like, "Man, this wasn't supposed to be me in the interview. Like, you were on the phone, man. Like, come on. Like,
How about you not be on the phone and
right,
then you're on the
What,
phone?
do you think your audio was off? Like, what was that all about?"
He
And
said I was
yelled.
sleepwalking.
Yeah,
Right.
of course he was.
But good
Of course
things
he
are going to
was.
come from Michigan this year, I think. And Harbaugh knows what he's doing.
He's
And
got a kid on the way.
I know number 7.
Lord.
Is it really 7 kids?
Yeah.
Man, that's the man.
He's got a football team to coach. Let's go, man. Who has time?
He's trying to start his own front line or something.
Yeah, there you
man.
go.
Yeah, just a few more players.
Yeah,
Kids.
He's close. Now, what's the Pistons? It's been a minute since y'all won a championship, man. But we actually interviewed Chauncey Billups while we were in Toronto. Mr. Big Shot retired his jersey
Yeah.
recently. I mean, what do you think it takes for the Pistons to kind of just be it again?
So a few years went by, the owner died, and so there was a little bit of a transition. So you could obviously see the writing on the wall. The new guy comes in, he wants to change some things up, gets rid of Joe Dumars, and now he's building Stan Van Gundy. He's going to be able to do his thing.
Ron Jeremy look alike.
I mean, I feel like watching him on the sidelines, I feel bad. Like, what's going to happen to that guy,
I think that trade helped him a lot. I like Tobias Harris.
Oh yeah, nice guy too. I talked to him after they I think lost to Dallas. I had a chance to talk with him. Nice guy.
New Yorker from Long Island, up
Okay.
in Suffolk County. But yeah, were you gonna say something?
No, I was going to say people I know who knew him in high school did not say the same as a nice guy.
Really?
But we are on Facebook Live, so I won't say too much. And-
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case he hears this. But we are on Facebook
I don't
Live, so you
speak no
guys
English.
have brought some stuff we want to get
Uh-oh,
here. On the
yes.
video. Let's see what
All
you
right.
got here.
So I'm a big Michigan guy. So without revealing the name, of course, I've got a Rose Bowl ring.
Whoa.
Wow.
Actual Rose Bowl ring. Yep.
Let's get this on the camera.
Without revealing the name.
There you go.
They'll tell us the name later.
There you go.
It's a big ring.
Well,
Got it.
small.
Got
Wait,
really
not
big
Jake's fake ring. That's
Small
also
ring,
on
that's-
his hand.
So
Fake-
what's
fake
what's
ring.
interesting
Real ring.
about that is after 2006, gold prices were going up so much. Now the players do not get gold rings, so they get like mixed metal rings as championships and things like that. So you can only
Wait
get.
a second.
Yep.
It has Steph Curry's number. Am I not supposed
No,
to say
it's
that?
not. No. It's Steph Curry's number. It's fine.
Hey, how about
But
you
it's
be
not
quiet?
him. But it's not him.
You
But
know
it's
what?
not
I
him.
think that guy really wasn't
Yes.
on the phone when he was.
But it is number 30.
He wasn't.
But it is number 30. Yeah, absolutely. You can take a look
But
at
you know
it.
what? I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna kick you.
It's
Right.
all good.
Don't worry,
It's
we're
all
all
good.
gonna
You're
kick
so
his
good in
ass.
my
We'll
book.
turn my mic off.
You're so
on
good in my book.
When you guys were talking about championship rings, I did some research recently. I
Yes.
wrote a preview a primer before the NBA Finals, and I was reading up on just championship teams. Did you guys know that when the Houston Rockets won the championship in 1994, it was a gold ring? Hakeem Olajuwon couldn't wear it because he was Muslim, so he sold it. In 1995, the Houston Rockets championship ring was a platinum ring, so he could wear it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like I was like who? I'm a loser. Who reads this? But it was interesting because it was cool.
Well, I was looking up because TMZ hits us up all the time to
Right.
go like, hey, what's the status of the rings on this if they win the Super Bowl? How much would you pay? And so different teams select different manufacturers too.
Mhm.
So it's just a crazy thing. And then I brought, I don't know, you guys baseball guys? Obviously you were.
This guy.
Oh, he's a baseball guy?
Yes, he is.
There is no
So-
number.
Wow.
So Tigers.
There's no number on it.
I won't say it.
Mum's the word, okay?
Wow.
You sound like you. Damn, you sound like an old man right there.
That's a much bigger one.
Yeah, so that's actually an ALCS championship ring, so not the World Series ring. It's a staffer's ring.
May I see?
So yeah, of course. So it's a staffer's ring, and depending on the level of staff member you are, you either get a player's ring because that's exactly the ring the players got. But since the guy was high level staff, he got the same ring, and then the lower level staff gets like cheaper rings, like 10 karat and things like that. So that ring in particular, how much do you think it sells for?
50 grand.
50? Wow, you have I want
You
to sell it
have
to you.
you have a credit card?
You have a credit card, I'll sell it
I
to
have
you.
our credit card machine right here.
Hey,
So
as my mother said, as long as I owe you, you never go broke.
Can I pay you in
I've
student
heard
loans?
that
Is
before.
that allowed?
I've heard that before.
What's the interest rate? So this is, like I said, a high-level staff member ring. You're about $7,500. If it's a player's ring, it's about $20,000. So all you need to do is change the name on the side, and you got a $20,000 investment or retail piece. If it's an actual World Series ring, you're probably looking at what you said, about $50,000.
Can you school me on something?
Yes.
Talking about rings and keeping it in the family with rings. When teams win championships, how does that? Do the players buy the rings, or is
No.
it paid for by the team? How does that
Paid
work?
for by the team.
Okay.
Team gives it to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make sense.
But in the old
I
days,
just
they
didn't know how it worked.
they didn't put diamonds in them.
Really?
Yeah, they put cubic zirconium.
And in this ring is cubic zirconium as well.
Which is-
It's a college ring.
it's college
Yeah.
ring, exactly.
But let's talk about balls.
That's what she said.
Are they
That's-
deflated?
that's
or
what
not?
she
Hopefully not
No,
deflated.
we tried to buy that ball. As a matter
Really?
of fact, I offered $20,000 for the deflate gate ball.
Where is
Yeah.
it now?
Some
I
guy
don't know.
bought it for $25,000.
Yeah. And the same thing. Who's the guy that threw the ball in the stands during the Super Bowl? They remember they threw the ball. In
Now
the,
it was a Seattle Seahawks
I was thinking about
guy.
Jeffrey
Seattle.
But you're talking
And,
about football.
and so he threw the ball, and I offered him $25,000 for that.
Yeah.
So there was a bidding war because he was in Seattle, and we were on a news show, and I was bidding against some guy that collects them. He beat me for $5,000, but we brought a ball.
Yankees fans?
Any
Kind of.
Yankees fans? Are there any Yankees fans
I
on
like
Facebook?
the Yankees.
There you go. So
What's
we
that
got-
on Facebook? Any Yankees
So
fans over
check
there?
this one out.
Can I say these? Can we say these names?
Yeah.
You can, because if they're still alive,
They're not alive
it's a good
anymore.
thing.
Yeah.
So you have a Lou Gehrig sweet spot autograph ball right there. Right there.
Yeah, I'm checking that.
Now you can find fakes out there. So the key to knowing what you have is getting it certified. So we sent it out to get certified. It's got Joe DiMaggio, all 5 Hall of Famers on it, and we have the certification paper. This is a prized possession.
Who else? Do you DiMaggio? Who else?
Here, he can read it. That's
Get
what
your
happens when
glasses
you're
on.
over 40.
I thought you were 21 plus.
I'm 93. Don't I look great for 93?
You are not.
You actually
93.
just celebrated
Don't I
his
look
birthday,
at-
right?
He did.
I
Happy
did.
belated
My
birthday.
93rd birthday.
And I have to say, happy birthday, my brother. It's his birthday. I haven't texted or called him yet, so if he's watching this, happy
So
birthday,
I'm
my brother.
really bad with first names just because everything's not written down here, and I'm not a huge Yankees fan. So I knew Lou Gehrig and Joe DiMaggio, but Jay Gordon, L. Gomez, B. Dickey, Jay Selkirk, R. Rolf, Sandra, Jay Powell, and W. Farrell. So
W. Farrell. Not Will.
I don't know.
This is his great grandfather.
It's cousin baby mama's best friend.
There you go. That's it.
So this ball is actually shellac. So back in the 1930s, they used to,
Yeah,
of course,
please.
to preserve the ball, they put shellac on them. So oftentimes, if you see a Babe Ruth autograph, the ball's yellow, very yellow. So this one hasn't turned because we put it in protective casing. And so to preserve it, it's really not doing that good of a job preserving it. You can see it's kind of like skeletoning on it, and it's kind of like cracking, but it's actually in pretty good shape considering what it is.
I'm a sneaker guy, and the original Jordan 11s, the Concords, you guys remember the patent
Yep.
leather? and
Yeah.
stuff? Those on the bottom, they yellow. So when they started retroing them, all the Jordan collectors were getting upset because they were like, they actually wanted the yellowing. They thought it was kind of like a fashionable thing, but the old Jordan, the 11s would yellow. So when you were talking about that whole decay, I guess it's just decay, right?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. It's just
Aging.
time aging. So let's talk about that for a second because on my podcast, I had the guy who created this thing called SneakerCon. I don't know. Are you familiar with it?
That's out here, yeah.
So
Yeah.
so they came to Detroit, so I brought him on. All right, because I know there's big fanatics out there. What's the most you've ever paid for a pair of sneakers?
You asking the wrong person. I like free stuff.
Oh, come on.
It is
I mean, the
good.
most I ever paid for a pair of sneakers, maybe like 150,
Okay,
175.
all right, so
Yeah.
not bad. So you won't pay a premium.
Hell
like,
no.
okay.
Hell no.
I'm trying to get the Starburys
Hell no.
for $20. The new Starburys coming out.
But people are crazy when it comes to the
Those
collecting.
Jordans and everything.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Thousands.
So in the pawn shop, we try to stay ahead of the curve as far as figuring out what holds value.
You gotta be.
So gold obviously is a safe bet for us because we can play the gold market as we look at how much things are trading for. 2 new things we brought into the pawn shop that we loan on: designer handbags, Chanel, Louis, and Hermes. They never go on sale, and ladies like to collect them, and they won't default on them. 2, sneakers. You should see
Holy crap.
how many pairs of shoes we have in the store
You
on
wouldn't
pawn
believe
right
it.
now.
Do you ever wear them? Are you just like,
No.
I'm a rocker?
I don't think you can wear. You're not supposed to wear those shoes. You're supposed to
No,
collect
they're
them.
Collect the vinyl.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you guys a question since I have you on. when I was a kid, I did a radio show with the Nets. I was 12 years old, and I used to get sneakers from players when I was a kid. So, like, at my mom's house, I have a pair of sneakers from Luke Longley. So I have 16 sneakers. They're just sitting and chilling. What would you advise me to do with, like, sneakers and things like that that they give me?
So sneakers are a unique part of sports memorabilia, and I don't recommend collecting them. Why? Because the display in them is very difficult. So you need to buy a big kind of one of these glasses to preserve it, and it takes up a lot of room. Size 16 isn't small, right? So they don't hold their value like a baseball card or an autographed basketball or baseball.
Okay.
So in Luke Longley, so I could tell you, I could tell you to send it out and get it certified. Do you have a picture of him signing it?
I don't.
So that helps, because I'd be like, how do I know that you just didn't sign that in the back?
He didn't sign it. He just gave them to me.
Oh, he gave them to you? Yeah. So
I'd wear them.
without a signature, I don't think it's worth it.
I'll get him to sign them, though.
Even
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
signature, though, I don't know if Luke Longley
Take a-
is worth.
And the key,
worth
take
very
a
much.
picture while he's signing it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or else you'll have to send it out, and this will cost you anywhere between $50 and $300, depending on the player.
I'm cheap, so.
I knew that.
I know you
Take a
want some free
picture.
shoes.
Just put it on your phone.
Facebook.
We're going to wrap up Play.It. Thanks, Lindsay Sanchez, for filming here. Catch the episode next week on Brown and Scoop.
And make sure you say thank you to these guys.
Thanks to Les and Seth
There you
Gold
go.
here.
Hey.
We're not wrapping the interview, but we're wrapping this.
We're wrapping Facebook Live.
See ya.
Yeah,
Deuce.
catch more on the podcast when it's live next week.